Hi there, sign of Gemini. This is Kim here to do your reading next 48 hour. Hope you're doing really well out there. Thanks so much for joining, for tuning in, liking, sharing, subscribing. Thank you so much for people who have gotten private readings with me, and those are available. Let's get into this reading. So, Gemini. What messages do you have for Gemini spirit? Asking your spirit guides, angels, higher self to come in and give us some messages for our social butterfly, Gemini. Messages for Gemini. This is the shaman's dream, by the way. Lay of the land. A lot of people have been getting this message. I think it comes across to me, it's like a channeled message as you're a special group, like a special group in the sense that the people that are here that, well, for example, watching this video for just the main thing is that you're probably here with a special gift or a special talent. And they're saying you have the lay of the land. Like, so all of those things, all of those great attributes that people in your bloodline and, you know, have passed on to you, all of your past lives that have gotten encoded here in your DNA, all of that stuff is being like activated at certain points in, I feel like, this life. So this life is very special and important to probably, I would say, take a look at those karmic things, those situations that seem to never end. Those things, those need to end. And I think you're the one that can do it. And I think that's why you have the lay of the land. I mean, that's why you're at the peak. You're at the top. You're at the pinnacle. You're the right step here for success next. 34. Lay of the land, ancestral wisdom. Ancestral wisdom. And that was number 34, which is a 7, which is always, it's a challenging situation, but it's a very spiritual number and a challenging situation, kind of like at the same time here. So you have number 2, beloved, radical acceptance. There's another oracle card that says on it that the moment you begin to accept each other exactly for who you are, that's when the relationship will improve. If you can't get past trying to change somebody or wanting somebody to be different, then it's probably not, it's always going to have problems here. So number 2, beloved, is radical acceptance. Not only for the people that you're around or that you're with, but also radical acceptance for what is. Doesn't mean, that card doesn't mean you have to accept something and stay in it. I mean, such as like an abusive relationship or anything like that. No, it's talking about those things that, you know, are those little things. The things that we're mirroring, basically, to somebody else. Okay. 19. Falling angel. Gotten this one a lot. Earth angel. Earth angel energy, but also it comes with the message of have you been on duty and fallen asleep? Have you fallen asleep? Like off duty or not realizing that you came here once again because of some kind of purpose that is going to change things for all your future selves. And it's still intertwined with the past too. I don't know how to explain that part, but it is. But it is. Constantly shifting the way that the perspective is. I mean, that's common. That's what we do constantly. And when you shift the perspective on something that is a past event, then in essence, the past is changing the now moment and the future. So something you're doing here is just really, really significant. So it is also important for you to think about what you would be here for, what kind of, other than just you being you, because that's really what it is. What would make you feel better? What would make your passions get lit up? What would make you feel like you're doing what you were supposed to do when you came here? I would even say when you maybe volunteered, possibly. Hollow bone teachability. That's like the teachability, like your ability to adapt, which you're Gemini. So of course you're going to be able to adapt, but your ability to learn is like you're the air going through a hollow bone. It's very fluid. It doesn't have any hang-ups. It goes straight through, and it's easily teachable, easily learning things. So this is like, you're going to learn quick. If you don't know that you're like an on-duty earth angel, maybe it's something that you will learn quickly. Nice. Fortune's Wheel. Spiritual narcolepsy. That's so funny. Fortune's Wheel is a really good one. This is luck and right timing, number 23. Also, I associate 23 with the Page of Pentacles. I don't really know why. It kind of just came about because of different oracle cards, and then the number 23 just always stood out as like this bright new adventure. It's coming across like as that seed that you can plant, and it does have a lot to do with timing. So there's something really nice about that. Fortune's Wheel, luck and right timing. I like that. And even better too, mixed with that, those are the two. It's like a power couple. 41, new maiden, new beginnings. New maiden, new beginnings. Beautiful. All right. So let's get into the tarot spread then. All right, it's for Gemini. Two, 34, 28, 19, 41, 23. All right, messages for Gemini. Using Dreamkeeper's Tarot, by the way. Bottom of the deck is the Three of Cups in the reverse. It can mean a few things. Let me first by explaining that when I do reversals, the way I do reversals is when I look at the card and it's reversed, I don't automatically think of the opposite. I usually feel what's coming off of the card to me. I take into account that the universe is like wanting this, like saying, hey, I'm going to point this out because it's upside down. Like, so we need to pay special attention to these types of cards. Because it can mean a few things. It can mean like there's a chance to overdo it with some kind of like, partying thing or drinking or something. There's, it could be about influence. Sometimes it is about the people that you're around and the influence. This could be a not so great influence on you. The people that you're hanging around. the Three of Cups in the reverse can also be hurtful gossip, you know, because people are getting together, but there's something not so great being formed with these people getting together. That's really the gist of what I'm getting out of this, is that there's people coming together, but there's something not so great about the combination or the people that are getting together here. All right, so let's just move on. And that would probably be why something's putting you in the Eight of Swords energy here, Gemini. What is putting you in the Eight of Swords energy? It probably is the influence. I mean, it's probably that. Eight of Swords, look, eights are associated with achievements. Swords are associated with the mind. So this is like this mental chatter. It's a restriction, okay? And if just an example of a restriction would be like, oh, well, I can't have a job here because what would someone think of me if I did this? What would someone think of me? That worrying about what somebody else would think, or what somebody else would put, like what label somebody would put on something, that will get you depressed. That's something, because you never live up to anybody else's standards. But you can live in your truth. And your truth, trust me, is not going to look like a social norm. Your truth is not going to fit into the same bubble that people want you to think is normal. So there's no normal. This is maladaptive. This is maladaptive thinking, meaning it's not going to help you to think this way. It's not going to help you, but what is going to help you is to get out of this energy. So don't look at what you should or what you could do or what you shouldn't have done. Just try to view your situation from what does your heart and your authentic self feel. What feels authentic to you without any lapse in who you are, knowing your divinity, what feels right to you. The challenge here is the Ten of Swords in the reverse. So that's about some kind of reinventing yourself. What would people think? Like that's the message I'm getting. What would people think? And I just don't think that you should worry about that, because I think the challenge here is to reinvent yourself without worrying what anybody else is going to think. Knight of Cups is in the reverse. This is, to me, this is saying that with your thinking being the way that it is right now, you can get stuck in this repeated pattern of worry, 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 and never moving forward. And I think that that's the main message here, is that if you want to move forward, you're gonna have to get something going. At the heart of the matter, there can also be a situation here, like with the people, with other people, where somebody is offering maybe an apology or something to you that you just don't feel is genuine or true or meaningful. So maybe this is an unexpected apology that you're just like, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. Most of you, this is going to be about moving through, and I see it like moving through this. If you want to get moving, move through your mind and the way you're thinking. There's Page of Pentacles, 23. So there is a seed here. There was a seed in the past, and it's probably what you're ruminating over. Like, what do you keep thinking over and over about? It's probably that with the Page of Pentacles. That's the seed you can plant, and it's going to lead to a lot of success. It does involve doing something a little bit different than the way you've done before. It just does. And that's what makes it this great new beginning for you, is because it's breaking out of a karmic mold. This is kind of keeping us trapped in a pattern of thinking. This would be a way through that. It could be child child sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Whoo, Gemini. Sorry about got tripped up with that. My goodness. So your energy's all over the place right here, right? But it's reinventing your energy. This Three of Cups in the reverse really might be associated with the Three of Swords. So maybe we're getting away from some people that were not so great of an influence, maybe because of some kind of betrayal, third party hurt, sadness, sorrow, loss. All of these things come with the Three of Swords. But also what comes with the Three of Swords that you need to think about is what you keep your spirits up to think that something finally gets to be done and buried, and then we throw the dirt on it and we can walk away from it. It's done. So it does feel like somebody's really hurt you in maybe a third party situation. The Four of Wands is in the reverse. So we're making a big move here in the future. Some of you all are getting out of one partnership or out of a marriage. Some of you all are just trying to changing your goals, where you're setting your goals and your plans. And maybe moving in a different direction than what you were. And maybe the people that were moving in that direction are now going some separate ways. That's kind of what's coming across there. And then I have the Queen of Wands. I see confidence, persistence, bravery. I also see Sagittarius here energy. We've got the bow, precision, aim, good aim, confident. The mask that the Queen of Wands wears is the persona for what she does, usually for a living. It doesn't have to be for a living. It's just what she does in front of others to share her gifts with others. It's truly what she's here to do. And I think that there's some magic around that. I think that there's something with that fallen angel card and the Queen of Wands here. Because this is a card for how you feel. So you're feeling like making bold, daring moves and breaking free from this mold of whatever you think you're supposed to fit into. And there you go. So I was going to say with the Three of Swords, it's just, I don't know if people don't like to hear, people don't like to hear that after something like that, there's always this wonderful promise of a fresh start because you're completely burying something. But here is another card that to me means, hey, there's a fresh start. The Four of Cups in the reverse is what you're needing. You just need something new. And you're going to bring about something new too. Again, Cancer energy. And again, it's just really highlighted. So if it's in the reverse, it's like extra attention needs to go into you figuring out what it is exactly that you want. And I also feel like steering you in the right way towards the path that you're meant to be on. The reason I say that is because there's two fours, both in reverse. I just feel like there's something that you're around currently that is not fit for your path or not really made for it. I don't know how else to explain that. The Fool in reverse is your hope or fear. So there may be some fear of starting completely over. Or there may be, a hope that you want to take a leap of faith. So the fear of it not happening could be it, even a hope of something not happening. So we'll do 2 for the outcome. The Hermit in reverse and the Ten of Cups in reverse is my something missing card. So once again, if it's in the reverse, it means that you need to really pay attention to, I feel like, what sets your heart on fire, what makes you feel like you're living for what you were supposed to be living for. The Hermit in the reverse is saying clearly you're not going to find happiness outside of you, and you're not going to find it in any other person. Everything that you're looking for that will provide you that missing key for your Ten of Cups, lifelong happiness, can be found within, but only until you can find it within. And I think that that's what it's saying. So we might be coming out of our shell too. We might be pulling out of our shell, but I think this is really more about you concentrating on where your happiness lies. Yeah. All right. The bottom is the Six of Swords in reverse. Something told you, or something's telling you about these group of people that you're around, not to be around them. Something's telling you to move away from that situation. You just haven't. So once again, listening to yourself is going to be really important here. And that is what I've got for you, lovely Geminis. Join me on TikTok for another oracle, okay? Have a great next 2 days. Bye.